Hello and welcome to the War Report. I am your host Cyrus, joined by Quan from the Comeback Spot. How you been, Quan? How's it been going?
You know what, man? The weather's nice.
Oh
Um,
wow,
the
I
weather's
can't say
nice.
the same.
Can't say the same. Nah, you know what? It was raining today. It was pretty shitty today, but for the most part, I think the weather's getting nicer outside. Your boy, I'm about to be a Moderna mommy starting tomorrow. It's that time.
Oh shit, let's go.
I'm getting the shot. So let's get it started. They said they open it in the state up May 19th or something like that. So
Time's just ticking.
the time's ticking. Besides that, man, I've been chilling. What's good with you?
uh, I am fully a testing subject of Pfizer as of last week.
Talk about it.
Yesterday the headaches just cleared up. Friday I got the shot. Tuesday my head was clear just in time, and I feel good, man.
Feel good.
It's been nice. It's nice to feel like I could go outside again. So at this point, I'm just waiting for all my other homies to get vaccinated so we can
Yeah.
go and the
New shit,
debauchery
man.
begins. You feel me?
New shit, bro.
I'm already planning my travels, so we all good.
We all good. Don't you feel like a wave of relief? Like you're finally like, well, I mean, not 100% in the clear, but you're in a much
Oh
better
man,
spot than we was a year ago.
a huge weight is off my shoulders. I
Yeah,
could
for
definitely say
sure.
that for sure. Like, um, I I've been talking about this with friends for a minute. Like, I don't think I'm gonna take the mask off for, I don't know, probably like I'll probably just like rock the mask more casually. Like, I'll be more open to like putting it down when somebody can't like hear me clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I think in a year I'll probably like stop, or like it won't be needed anymore or needed as much.
Dog,
But
that's gonna
hey,
feel
man.
so weird, bro. When like you go
Oh
outside for the
yeah.
first time with no mask, that's gonna be so weird. I can't even like think about it anymore. That's wild.
So one of my friends, since he had like a really big beard, and he was just like, yo, like rocking the mask and the beard is ass. So he like cut off
Terrible.
all his facial hair.
It's fucking
And
terrible.
then it started clearing up, and he was just like, damn, we gonna stop rocking masks. I'm about to be ugly as shit. So I'm glad that's not the case for me. Tiny goatee.
Hey,
Uh,
I see you.
but right now I'm planning a trip for my birthday right now. Now that I can safely travel.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping I'm not on a plane for a long time with no anti-vaxxers or any weirdos, man. But yeah, man, everything's been good. But this is not the show where we talk about our lives. This is the show where we talk about NXT and AEW. And I will just say a little bit before we get into the shows. I think this was a much better episode of NXT. And not that like last week was bad. It was just like it was more house showy.
Very
And I
awesome.
feel like, yeah, I just felt like a lot of things, like the gears are actually moving now, you know? So I thought it was cool. And AEW, man, I don't know, man. They really lost me in that second hour.
Bro, this is the second week in a row. I just tweeted this too. This is the second week in a row where like they lost me in the second. I don't know if it's because it's like it's Wednesday or I don't know if this is the day or what. Like it's I'm like by like 9:15, 9:30, I was like, I don't even care no more. I don't know if I'm just
I
tired.
I I took a huge nap before AEW started, but I just think like by the time 9 o'clock came around, I kind of seen everything I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Uh, since now I'm like watching the full shows. I'm not really skipping around. Like I'm watching it live now. Um, they just they just like pumped out the matches. Like they got everything going really fast. Shout out to KRS_1 on Twitter. He does this is what's gonna happen on AEW this week. And I looked at the tweet again around like 9 o'clock, and I was just like, okay, they hit like every bullet point on the first tweet.
Yeah.
So like, what am I looking forward to now? And it was just like really nothing extravagant, and we'll see what happens the more we get closer to Blood and Guts. But we're gonna go into the trenches, and there's been some news that I think we could have been on top of, but we recorded a little bit earlier. um, there were a whole bunch of firings. The spring cleaning of the WWE. Surprisingly, well, shit, we don't know, but I feel like we probably would have seen it on Twitter if anybody from like the PC got got the boot or anything.
Watch tomorrow. It's about to be like 20 dudes.
And there's gonna be like a 20 dude sweep in the PC, and then the talent hoarding crowd is gonna go, "What the fuck? Why are you firing people?"
Yeah.
You can't win. You just can't win. But I'm really surprised that nobody from NXT got the boot.
There was rumors
not that
too. I saw there was rumors that that NXT was next up. They have a little sweep of NXT, but then nothing came of it.
Oh shit! Must have been big, big Kel. But I'm glad that everybody in the PC gets to keep the stuff. Like I don't feel like there's necessarily anybody in the PC that I feel like needs to go, or that I would like to see gone. I say stuff a lot about like a lot of these wrestlers and stuff like that, but I don't think anybody should be like get unless they're racist or they're pest or anything. But yeah, I'm really surprised, and I just wanted to talk about some of these signees. We know obviously Billy Kay is a big one, Samoa Joe's a big one, Mickey James is a big one. They talk about it on the A show, where they graded the they graded the people that left, and is it really impactful and to most impactful?
So I didn't listen to the A show because I didn't go to the gym today like I usually do, so I didn't know that. So I'm actually interested in hearing that.
Oh yeah, it's a very good conversation. You can listen over to that on the A show. When it normally goes up, but you can listen to it early on the Patreon. You just have to be a patron. Just show support, just show some love, and you could get some really interesting conversations like that. But I would say that the firings, I don't really think that a lot of them are like devastating to me. Like I'm a big fan of Samoa Joe, but like since Samoa Joe hasn't been in ring for a really long time, it was kind of just like, oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
So
it always sucks to see people lose their jobs. As somebody who lost their job, around this time last year, it sucks. But unfortunately, I know people don't want to hear it, but like this is business, and we don't know the reasoning.
Yeah.
Some of these workers could have asked for their release. We don't know what's going on. I was shocked by Billy Kay. I will say I was shocked by Billy Kay just because he was just on Mania. Like that one kind of was like,
yeah, the Billy Kay one felt so random.
Yeah.
And the reports came out that it was super random. Like nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
So I think
that and Joe were kind of shocking. The other one not so much, but I'm sure Billy Kay. I personally think I already said that. I think she should get into acting, if anything.
Oh yeah.
Or some kind of like voice work or something.
Mm-hmm. I said it like many years ago when the Iconics were like not even sniffing TV. I was just like, man, Billy Kay should really tap into some other forms of entertainment because she's generally hilarious. She has a great voice. Like I could see her on children TV, children's shows and stuff like that. Just doing something else. Whenever these firings come out, or whenever somebody gets released, I'll never forget that episode of Up Up Down Down with The Miz and Xavier Woods, where they just talk about how transitional the WWE job is. You
Yeah.
know, I know it kind of comes weird from two people that kind of seem like for lifers, but like they have this job as they're building upon, you know, their name and their brand. And I think a lot of people should, like, you know, try to get that second hobby
Yeah. Like
because
you look at.
because
Go ahead. What you
you
gonna say?
never know.
Bro, look at Xavier Woods. This dude he has a new craft every 6 months. That man got he learned the bass guitar for I don't know why, just because. And
Solely for this feud.
just to do anything. And that dude just always do. He had a PhD. I think he got his PhD, or he was close
Yeah,
to
you
it.
got a piece.
He did. He did get. He did
Mhm.
get it. So yeah, like this dude or
Oh, you did?
Miz, same thing. He's on reality shows. He has his own TV show, commercials, movies, whatever. Like these guys, they're gonna use
Hmm.
the position they have right now. So because you can't wrestle forever. Eventually, got to end.
Hmm. And that's why when people are just like, oh man, you know, like now that Samoa Joe is gone, like let's like, you know, let's start booking him in matches, or, you know,
Yeah,
let's get him in AEW, adding Tony Khan and stuff like that. And I'm just like, come on, man, like no, you seen how it destroyed Punk's back,
yeah.
like, and y'all want him, like, I don't think people should really be bumping on wood forever. Pause. So I definitely think that, you know, when the Samoa Joe news came out, I was just like, oh man, you know,
I thought he
does this
asked
mean
for
is
it.
he? Yeah, I didn't think he asked for. I was just like, oh, so is he gonna do voice work for full time, because he was doing stuff with Transformers.
Yeah, he
So
did
I
a
was
couple,
just like,
couple
oh man,
games. Yeah,
yeah. So I was just like, oh man, I can't wait to hear what voice stuff he's gonna do in the future. But everybody was just like, nah, we gotta get that Punk match, baby. And I was just like, oh man,
people are
y'all
asking for
wildin'.
Joe Punk. Y'all want
Yeah,
Joe Punk?
I think.
What is it, 5?
Yeah, honestly, I just think it's insanely selfish for people to already, like, you know,
Do
book
people
him in
not
matches. But
do people not understand Joe been wrestling since 1999? Like, yo,
Joe is a grown man with a family. He deserves to retire. He deserves to, you know, still be able, like, being able to walk. Like, that is not something that a lot of wrestlers can, like, a lot of wrestlers of the past can do at his age, you know.
yeah,
So I think it's insanely great that he can, you know, move forward and hopefully do whatever else. Uh, one last thing before I get off this, I saw there was a Fightful report that came out, and one of the talents that got cut, I don't think they said, they're just like, oh, you know, the WWE treats you like family, and then they just cut you. And it was just like every job, man. Just like every job, man.
literally
Come on,
every single
man.
job. This job.
You felt
Let us be a
you
lesson to
20,
everybody,
you 20, 30 something, you fell for the family.
bro.
Come
Let me
on,
tell you.
man.
Let me tell you something. This is for every employer ever. That job does not care about you. They will let you go any second. Don't think your job. This is not even wrestling. This is just in general. Like this job, in the end, they don't. I mean, you're just a number, a paycheck they got to pay out. Always remember that.
He,
Yeah, no,
and
the
you
job has
know,
no loyalty to you.
and no matter how much, you know, this is why we work harder. I mean, we work smarter, not harder, because, you know, the job will just cut you, you know, like we seen it happen to at the start of when the pandemic first started, excuse me. The family shit's capped, man. Don't fall for it.
Big
And
cap.
I think a lot of fans have this disillusion where, you know, the WWE is not a job.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is absolutely a job to some of these people. So, you know, if people want to, you know, take it easy and then, you know, kind of just collect a check, that's fine. Fuck it. Who cares? Like, get it how you live, for real. Um, but, you know, it's a job, man. Don't fall for the family cap, man. That's the biggest trap in the game. But next up on the docket, AEW will be back on the road in July. Jim Ross said this on his podcast, and I was just curious: will you be going to an AEW show if it came to your town?
Fuck no, baby. I'm not
okay.
But look, you know what though? I'm gonna keep it a stack.
What would be the conditions for you to attend an AEW show?
If Tony Khan personally invited me into a skybox, I'll pull up.
The skybox is hard. The skybox hard.
But I'm gonna keep it a stack. That makes sense. I could see AEW on the road by then. I think, like I said, they're opening up Connecticut May 19th. So by July, shit gonna be open. I'm sure everywhere. I could see WWE probably after SummerSlam. Same thing. I think SummerSlam will be their next event with live fans, and then after that, I think they'll go back to touring. That's my guess, at least.
We would have to see, but I think it's cool. I don't know if you know, but I went to an AEW show for this show.
You went to Bash at the Beach or whatever the fuck it was?
I went to Bash at the Beach at the Watco Center in Coral Gables. So the Skybox comment, no, that's not gonna work for me, boss. You're gonna have to earn your stripes. You gotta go to an AEW show.
I gotta suffer with the fans.
You gotta. Hey, man. I was there when Sadie Gibbs made her debut, when Shauna and Nyla Rose was feuding, when she was sending her through tables.
That was a good show, wasn't it? Wasn't that episode a good episode though?
I thought it was a really good episode, but they didn't cut out the miscommunications of Sadie Gibbs' debut. And what's crazy is that it happened in Miami, and they did not air that footage until like I think two weeks or 1 month later. And then I was just like, why didn't you guys cut it? Why didn't you guys cut that?
They do that a lot. They'll have like a dark match and then they won't cut anything. Like it's not even...
I'm just like, come on, just cut it. It is okay. Like it's okay if you don't fulfill the full match time. But
no, they're removing history if they cut it. Don't you understand? They're removing history. They can't do that.
Oh my Lord, spare me. But nah, you're gonna have to go to an AEW show for this show.
Real talk. If they come to Boston, if they go, because I remember the second episode they ever did was in Boston, and I was gonna go, and then something happened, so I couldn't make it. But if they come back to the Boston area or Rhode Island, I'll pull up.
All right, because I think that'll be fun. I am not going to lie. When I went there, at the Bash at the Beach, I thought they had like a tag team fatal 4-way. This was the start. They would never stop doing this. I thought the match was really good. I thought the match was really fun.
Was that the one that was Bucks Private Party? Or am I bugging? Was that the match?
LAX.
Lucha Bros? I might have made.
I think so.
I might have made that up. I don't know.
I know it had the Bucks, LAX. Yeah, one of them. It was a very long time ago, but I remember really enjoying the match. The crowd was on their feet, like for the whole thing. And then since that opened the show, they never kept that same energy after.
You know what? I'll tell you what about them touring again. I hope so. I hope it brings it. The one thing that AEW needs is that really hot crowd that they had when they first, pre-pandemic. I will give AEW that. They usually have a pretty hot crowd. So that'll definitely help the product out. Maybe I'll stay more interested in the second hour if I hear, more of a crowd.
the crowd going ape shit.
Yeah, that might help. So I'll tell you what, watching WrestleMania, it was a lot easier to get through those shows than a Thunderdome.
Oh, absolutely. I think I've watched Mania at least 3 times now. Not in full, but several matches.
I gotta run it back.
All right, but that is it for In the Trenches. It is a pretty slow week. I don't think you want to hear us talking about Chelsea Green's time in NXT and what faction was going to go from there, because I am very glad it didn't happen. And just some other miscellaneous miscellaneous stuff that happens on Twitter and comments that are made by wrestlers. It's whatever to me. But you want to do AEW or NXT first?
Let's do AEW first. Get out the way.
Oh, okay. If you were to pick NXT, okay. I was about to say we rarely do AEW first anymore, but we're gonna get into AEW.
This is a game,
Young Jackson boy.
You think we're just gonna play with you?
Jackson boy.
Come on, where you at?
Jackson boy.
Where you at? Where you at?
Stay in there. Oh,
Yo,
they're not even in there.
Where you?
They're not even in here.
All right. So to open the show, I thought this was a great match, and I wish it main evented. Tony Stark versus Hangman Page. I thought this match was fantastic. How'd you feel about it, Quan?
Fun match. This is the most competitive Hangman match I've seen in a minute, because he only really worked dark lately, and they're usually really, really quick matches. Scary moment when Ricky Starks laid it directly on his neck, trying to reverse a German suplex. I'm amazed he was, alive.
I'm amazed he just popped back up.
Yeah, ate that. He ate that.
But he looked like he was taxidermied for a second when he stood up. But
man.
I thought this was a really good match. I'm very surprised that there was minimal interference from both factions, and they kind of saved it towards the end. I thought that was I thought that was a very bold decision by AEW, honestly. But Hangman Page is officially our number one contender for the titles. But we'll see when the hell they pull the trigger on that. Because, you could be the number one contender for a really long time, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we saw that with MJF last year. I'd imagine whatever happens after Blood and Guts, which is May 5th. I don't know when the next pay-per-view is. I'm assuming it's the end of May. Okay. If it's the end of May, then that's probably when the match will happen. So, I mean, I don't know what Hangman does in the meantime while he's waiting for Kenny to handle his business. Wait, is he in the Blood and Guts match, or am I bugging?
Hangman Page, no.
I'm thinking of Kenny. It's Pinnacle versus Inner Circle. I got my matches all mixed up.
So from what I understand from what commentary has been telling us about Blood and Guts, Blood and Guts seems like it's going to take up the whole show. Like, because they haven't really announced anything else happening for Blood and Guts. It's just the War Games match.
Oh, that sounds terrible. 2-hour War Games.
Yeah, I am hoping, I'm desperately hoping that is not the case, but there hasn't been anything announced for Blood and Guts, unless Blood and Guts is the name of the match, and then we have other stuff happening on the show. It's kind of unclear to me, but those are my best guesses.
I don't want to see a 2-hour War Games match. I don't want to see a 2-hour anything match, but
well, between commercial breaks and stuff like that. So a 1 hour and 20 no. So like 1 hour and probably like 45 minutes.
That's too much. No. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I don't really care for any of these performers that much to sit there and watch them for that long. Maybe if it was like Undisputed Era versus like Imperium or young guys.
You know the thing with the War Games is that there's so much like downtime in the match when there's an advantage beatdown and you're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah. It would be like the War Games timer if there wasn't like any funny business.
Yeah.
because WWE timer would be like, all right, 2 minutes, and it'd be like, oh damn, 2 minutes
That
passed
was,
already.
that was a whole 30 seconds.
The big count timer. But I'm kind of puzzled by Blood and Guts. They haven't officially said what the match is. I'm still assuming that it is War Games based off the rumors that they came around last year, but when they were originally supposed to do it. And I think that match would have been so much better, honestly.
Yeah, that couldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not War Game, I think it'll be War Game-esque. It'll be something close to it. If not the official, 2 rings with the roof over the cage or whatever.
We'll see. Oh man, how do you spice War Games up, man?
NXT's barely doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think the War Games gimmick is starting to run stale on people now. But now that the undisputed era is dead, I think it might have like brought in some new life into it, depending who the competitors are.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see how that goes. The match that is sending my mentions and Twitter into a shitstorm. Conti versus Hikaru Shida. How'd you feel about this match?
Your mentions too? Crazy.
We said a little too much.
You know what? I always make a joke on wrestling Twitter that Asuka's not allowed to lose. Any black wrestler is not allowed to lose. I'm ready to put Conti in there too. You cannot talk bad about Conti on Twitter. We didn't even talk bad about Conti. We just said that you don't need to talk. You
can talk about Conti without bashing NXT, because when you do, like the fact that we have to even say this again is kind of crazy. But the growth of Conti, it is there. It is great. It's happening. Like, so glad that she didn't give up on wrestling and she continues to move forward, and AEW is giving her that chance to shine. Now, when you bring up, oh man, sucks that the PC didn't want to keep her because look how great she turned out. Dog, are you insane?
Yeah. It's no different.
You have so many, you just have so many vital assets. Like,
bro, right? So, like, for example, it's like an NBA player on the bench. He's probably good, but he's behind LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, everybody can't be on the court at the same time. Everybody not gonna get a spot. You can be great, but there's somebody, that class at that time when Conti was there. I'm sorry, I love Conti. I think she's one of my favorite workers in AEW, but I'm not putting her over that class that was in NXT.
The Conti stuff for me is reaching big cap territory, especially with this match.
It's getting ridiculous. I did like this match though.
I did not like this match.
Okay.
To me,
about it.
to me, it felt forced because they saw all the positive feedback that she was getting, because she is clearly not a number 1 contender. She is not a number 1. It is absolutely Britt Baker, but they needed to just appease Twitter for a little bit and give them this match. Because when
the Tony Khan appeasing the internet fans thing that he likes to do.
Yes, absolutely. Because they see how much positive praise that they're getting for sticking with Conti, doing the growth with Conti, when it's just like, hey man, we said it before. If she has not improved in the 6 months that she's been gone from however long she was gone from the WWE, I'd be concerned.
Yeah.
So I think it's great she's growing. But when Conti slapped her, and then Hikaru Shida laughed, and then started doing all the moves that is on the end of Armor King's move list, bruh, I was just like, all right, man, come on, bruh. She could have did a rolling death cradle. I would have cried, bruh. Hikaru, we know how well Hikaru Shida, she's by AEW standards a veteran. So I'm just not seeing it, bruh.
Mm.
I'm just not seeing it for Tay Conti. Like Hikaru Shida did what she could, but this fiery baby face, whatever the hell they're trying to do with Tay Conti, man, you can't. Also, I do think it's the Twitter cap that is definitely affecting my
Affecting your view of the match.
my yeah. But oh wait, run that back.
What did you say?
The Twitter cap is it definitely hinders my enjoyment of this match because like I'm watching it now with a very focused lens because I want to see the growth that all you guys are seeing, and it's just like it's not there. She's slow. I don't know what the hell the what was it? The senton she did to Hikaru Shida off the top rope, and then her getting hit with the witch's shot and not selling it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Another one of those.
I'm not. I'm like I said it before, fellas. I'm open to being impressed. I'm not seeing it.
Mm. All right.
Like,
all right.
I'm not. I'm not seeing this. You know, oh my god! Like, look how much she has grown. Like, I'm not seeing this growth, bruh. But if you could change my mind, I would like to hear it.
Well,
Not that you need to. You don't need to.
well, you
Yeah.
saying that Twitter cap has kind of affected the way you enjoy a certain worker. My example of that is MJF and his promo work. And this was another one of these promos where I saw the timeline saying, wow, this guy is so amazing. And in my mind, all I'm thinking is, why is MJF?
And this, just like when every other wrestler yells or, cuts a promo on Twitter and they start yelling, like Charlotte last week.
Yeah.
What was it? John Moxley's was doing it too, where he just like talks and then he starts getting really rowdy. Like that's literally how everybody like cuts promos in AEW.
Yeah.
It don't work. If everybody cuts promos like that, then it lacks impact. And honestly, like to me, it just comes off as, white dude yelling.
Yeah. You know what's
That's
funny?
it.
Of all people, Chris Jericho even calling him out on it, like, yo, you saying all this shit, but I'm not feeling it, bro. And I was like, you know what, Chris?
Hey,
I agree. I was like, I'm not feeling it, bro.
I'm not feeling this energy. And what really bothers me about the actually let's dial it back. Let's go straight ahead.
Yeah.
Before we go on, how'd you feel about the Tay Conti Hikaru Shida match?
I didn't have a whole tangent about
Yeah, that is next on the docket.
I know,
but
I just went on a whole
let's not
tangent.
just breathe.
Look, all right.
Hey man, this match ain't that fire if you go and breeze it right past it.
No, it was cool. It's probably my favorite match of the night. I think I had it tied with the main event, but it was cool. You pretty much spoke on everything that.
Over Starks and Hangman?
Yeah, you know what happened with the Starks and Hangman for me? Excuse me. I think once Starks kind of fell on his head, it kind of took me out the match a little bit. Cause okay. That's the only element. Did you all right? But
that is fair. That is fair. I would just say Starks and Hangman Page would be my match of the night because it blew my expectations of not just having a whole bunch of interferences and then it ending in an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
Like they did a very standard, very clean match to decide who is more or less the number one contender. Well, I wish that was the stipulation, but I thought that's what took it up a notch for me. But let's bring it back to the sit-down interview with the Pinnacle, which should just be sit-down interview with MJF because FTR and Sean Spears don't say jack shit.
I want
These
with about FTR.
Oh, go ahead.
We can do that later. That could be the ending part because I have some shit getting kind of weird. Shit getting a little weird.
I honestly I do think. Well, we can talk about it right now. I think it's so weird for FTR to be former tag team champions. They can talk on their own. They can move on their own. Yes, they have Tully Blanchard, but they still moved and spoke for themselves. And now they become part of this faction, like they get absorbed by MJF, and now he does all the talking for them when they could talk so much better than him.
They went from leaving WWE for being lackeys to once again going back to being lackeys on AEW. But I wasn't even talking about that. I was going to talk about Dax Harwood's weird obsession with Bret Hart. It's getting weird, bro. You saw the socks he had on today?
Oh no!
He had on Bret Hart socks.
Hey man, that is.
There's only one weird,
person. Dog. There's only one person I know that would really appreciate that, and that is that guy Greg. I'm gonna say it's kind of weird though.
It's getting weird, bro. I'm sorry, but yeah. Besides that, the interview. I think what I think this is JR at his best. I love what JR does sit down interviews. I think he's always been really good at those.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have heard from FTR and even Sean Spears, but it was really weird that you had like Wardlow speak. I mean, at least they let Wardlow speak for a change. And
well, okay. Another thing about this is like the nitpicky part. Like, if Wardlow was going to speak, why not have him sit right in the front, sitting next to MJF, instead of the person who wasn't going to say nothing at all? But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but like I said, the MJF promo, it was a standard MJF promo. He got a little smarky comments off, a little edgy comments off, and then that was it. Really, I didn't really retain. I didn't really retain much from what he said. It's like you asked me to find from it, I couldn't. I don't remember, and I just watched it.
He said some stuff that I've said on this show, and that's why I'm not moved by it. And Tully Blanchard bought MJF a real Burberry scarf.
The silky.
That's cool, I guess. Did he? I mean, it's whatever, man. That's not really a flex. It is what it is.
The silky.
I definitely thought the Inner Circle was the better promo of this. Jericho really did just really showed him who the real promo god is on AEW. And
I could have done without the song at the beginning, though. We didn't need that.
Oh yeah, we didn't need the song. Well, okay, so I didn't need MJF pulling out the scarf and be like, "Guess what, Tully Blanchard bought me?" And I didn't need Jericho singing his song.
That's fair.
But yeah, it is what it is. Let's just get blood. I'm very curious to see what comes from Blood and Guts. But what else we got? My phone locked, so hold on.
Darby Allin and Jungle Boy.
Okay. How'd you feel about the match?
Well, I missed the whole second half of it because I was trying to set up this damn Zoom call.
I thought the match was extremely boring, so I texted you, "Hey, yo, can you set up the Zoom?" I caught the tail end of it where Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky came back to just beat him up at the end, and I'm just like, why? You had the story set up, then you abandoned it for like at least a month, and now he's coming. Now Scorpio Sky's back. Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know, man.
I just thought
you can't end an AEW episode without a beatdown. You know the rules. It's on a little checkboard. Like we gotta do it.
It's so weird, and nobody points that out either. That every episode of AEW
since the jump.
But yeah, the match against Darby Allin and Jungle Boy happened. I'm not really enamored with either of these performers. I really wish they would get it off Darby Allin already. Really? And yeah, absolutely. I think it's time. I think I definitely think they're trying to make up for lost times for when he was, just going back and forth with FTW for goddamn 3 months, Yeah. Now they're trying to get some title defenses under his belt before he loses it. But the challengers he has had, like he hasn't really had a big challenger So I definitely think the first big challenge they should just take it off him.
Hmm.
And whoever that is,
Christian?
like, is it going to be Christian? Is it going to be Miro who cut the same promo this
Yeah,
week and still
true.
isn't on? Or is it going to be Scorpio Sky who just jumped him tonight?
Well,
Like,
Scorpio's he's in a tag team now, so he's tagging.
but he felt the need to put hands on Darby Allin. So I'm gonna throw him into possible contention. But yeah, I'm really over the whole Darby Allin thing. Like I think we can move on. I think it would be a change to a much needed change to AEW.
Yeah.
But the return of quick hits, because there's a lot of stuff on both these shows I just felt like I don't want to really get deep into.
I don't even want to talk about. I don't even want to talk about the first one.
Oh, you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk about the first one.
Why? Why would that even? Why did this match even happen? Who asked for this? I want legitimately. Who asked for Billy Gunn versus QT Marshall? Who asked for that?
I don't know. And Cody didn't show up on this episode, which or for this segment, which I thought was very odd. Maybe to sell whatever what happened a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
If they're gonna, go ahead.
Something that's concerning me. It had me look. They had that little pre-match promo in Anthony Ogogo. He sounded like he was doing the old anti-American heel gimmick, foreigner gimmick, and I thought we were done with that. I thought AEW. I thought Tony Khan would be more aware than to do a foreigner anti-American gimmick.
I thought so. I thought so as well. I thought they would be above just getting a boxer and then trying to paint him as a wrestler. But I don't even here we are.
I'm just like, come on. In 2021, we're really doing the evil foreigner gimmick. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that and this match is very. I felt like this match should have not happened. Like, I feel like Gunn should have came out, and then QT Marshall just jumps him, and then we just get the brawl out of the way.
Yeah.
But they had to entertain having a very real match for some reason. But that's why it is a quick hit, and we're moving on.
You can have a quick hit.
Jon Moxley hits the Elite trailer with his car or truck, whatever, and they all miraculously disappeared. I don't know how the hell they got out of it so fast. They
teleported out that joint.
Yeah, and you know what? They had him outnumbered. It's just him and Kingston. I feel like they could have came out all wobbly. They'd be like, "Hey, yo, get that motherfucker," and they just jump him. You know what I mean? Once they get their head straight, but they hit that shit and they disappeared. I thought this was very Attitude Era-esque. I don't.
But this is the problem. The Attitude Era did this, and they did it 10 times better when Austin smashed the DX Express. This is nothing near close to Austin smashing the DX Express, because that had a big old explosion. This had nothing. It had a broken window.
You know how AEW do explosions, so let's be glad let's be glad we got the broken window instead. You bring up the DX Express. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this was when Goldberg was talking about his time in WCW, and they asked him to get away in the car. I'm forgetting what segment it was, but like it was something involving in a parking lot. He was chasing somebody down, and they wanted him to get in the car and just like speed off.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. And then I just remember Goldberg going, "Man, they really wanted me to do this crazy shit." And I was just like, why? I'm a wrestler, not a stunt man. And then I was just like, why are they doing this? Especially when Hangman Page is the number one contender now. What is Jon Moxley like doing? Like, what are they doing with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston?
It looks like they're a tag team. So, I mean, I don't need.
Oh no. Hey,
Well, look, I mean, it's going to be short lived. I gotta imagine Moxley's going to take some time off sooner than later. You know what I mean? That baby's due. Last picture I seen of Renee, she looked like she's ready to pop. So
I saw the picture on Instagram. It looked like her water broke now.
yeah,
So I'm very confused on why they're trying to do, or just life happens, man. Just let John Moxley go home.
I don't think he wants to go home.
Yeah.
He like, that nigga ain't never home. He doing shows. I feel him.
Just trying to rack up the bread for the kid.
I feel him.
I mean,
I feel it. Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either, but I definitely think that time will definitely come. But I'm just wondering when, because they have him involved in this very huge storyline for the show. So for him to be gone eventually is going to be really weird.
Yeah,
I definitely think they should have. He should have moved on from Kenny Omega first. That should have been the big thing, and they should have had him just do something smaller before he goes.
Unless this is all it leads to, Kenny quote unquote officially taking him out. So when he does come back, they can run it back if they want to do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would like that a lot, but
yeah,
you know how AEW get down, which I'm just like I don't understand why they still have them feuding. But moving on, we have Christian Cage versus Will Hobbs. I put in the docket. I will put this on to the the main topics. If this match was fire, and I don't think it really was. I thought it was a very average. Yeah, I thought it was a very average match. Like nothing stellar. I'm glad to see Christian working with a lot of these young guys, but as far as outworking, man,
he got some work to do.
He definitely got some work to do, because I felt like Will Hobbs, if he was a little more experienced, he could have wrestled circles around Christian in this match.
Okay. All right.
Christian looked very winded in the first 3 minutes of this. And I was very concerned. I don't know. I didn't really see it. What did you see?
Very similar to the Kazarian match. He got beat up for a lot of it. Came back at the end. Fine. I don't really have much to say about it. It was a fine match. Mm-hmm. I think he made Hobbs look good for the most part. Yeah, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I really don't have much to say about it. It was cool.
Yeah, I definitely think Christian will be taking Cody's mantle as the 3-star general for AEW.
Oh man,
while Cody does whatever the hell he's doing. Not that that's bad. As long as he's working on the show, it's fine. Yeah. I definitely feel like he doesn't want to be one of those dudes that really just cut the line and then cut all the young guys short. So. I'm sure he's glad and he's happy to work in this position. And to cap off AEW, we have Penta L0M versus Trent. And I'm not excited about this because Death Triangle and the Best Friends feuding again. After Death Triangle just had this amazing ascension to being number 1 contenders. Now they're back to doing what they were basically doing last year.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan.
What's up with Penta's translator, bro? What was he doing on the stage? He wilding. My man was doing poses like he about to work.
Yeah. my dude looked mad lame, and I think if he should just when he grabbed the mic in the match and he was just like, "Your mom sucks, Trent," or whatever. I was just like, that's kind of. I wish he was more of I wish he was more of a Tully Blanchard. More professional, sneaky.
He ain't Tully Blanchard. Come on now.
No, well, obviously he can't be to his level, but I just wish he was his manager archetype.
Yeah.
This is more of a slimy, in your face, loud with it. But it is what it is. I thought the match was like a-okay, but I'm not happy for either of these teams to like be in this spot right now. It just feels like they're twiddling their thumbs while the elite has their fun, you know?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. After Bad Bunny, I don't want to see any more destroyers. I want the destroyer retired. It's his move now.
When Penta did the destroyer and it went to a commercial break, I was just like, yeah, I felt Petey Williams throw up.
I feel bad for my man, Joe. They done turn his move into a damn clothesline at this point.
Yeah,
Need to see it.
That shit was too funny. He bounced off the ropes and just did a casual destroyer. I was just like, come on, man.
I love Pentagon, but he be doing that shit all the time, dude. Just a random destroyer, no reason.
Yeah, I definitely with that being said, I definitely think this is our random PWG rematch.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure this definitely happened on the PWG show.
Yeah.
Probably 20 minutes longer too.
And if it didn't happen, it was planned for some mysterious vortex show.
Yeah.
So that is it for AEW. We'll see what's to come from what they really have planned for Blood and Guts. I'm hoping that it's just War Games, but we'll see. Completely forgot. Britt Baker is now number one contender, and commentary never really said why or how she became number one contender. They just said, "Oh wow, she's number one contender," and that was like about it. So we'll see what happens with the women's division there, and then that's about it. That's kind of all the questions I have about AEW moving forward. You got anything you're wondering?
No. We can do NXT.
All right, let's move on to NXT.
Just the two dummies I was looking for. Yeah, because see, you still have something that belongs to us.
No.
Yes. You guys are. Yes, you're not even a team. We're family, though. We are family.
You know what?
You guys,
family.
What?
How does Indy feel about that?
Yeah, how do you feel, Indy?
You were saying?
Oh man, this is not going to turn out well for Candice LeRae.
Okay. A lot of stuff happened with the women, so I'm going to try to tie it all together, rather than making it multiple segments and making one of them a quick hit. So Sarray debuts, has an excellent match with Zoe Stark. I love Sarray's theme. I thought it was a really it's a really good song. I can't wait for it to hit Apple Music. You feel me? Get that bass rattling in my ears. Toni Storm returns in the post match to get some revenge on Zoe Stark. And I think now with that being done, she is in the crosshairs of Sarray. And that should be a classic. I can't wait for that.
So Tony gonna lose again?
Somebody has to take a pin, man.
Damn, dog. What'd she do? She must have pissed somebody off, bro. She must have made somebody upset. I don't know what she did.
It ain't gotta be all that. I just think after a very long time of being booked very strong, just pay a little bit of dues, bro. Yeah, she'll come back, she'll bounce back, or get called up. I'm gonna say bounce back before getting called up, because you never know what happens. And we had a lot of questions about Io Shirai and what is her next step, and she just said sleep.
I feel it.
You know what? I fucks with that. I feel that. I can definitely rock with that. She's had an amazing run. They showed some very devastating bumps that she has taken during that match with Raquel Gonzalez, and I remember Justin way back telling me about Io Shirai, and when they wanted to sign her, she could not pass a physical.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like those like the choke slam to the outside. I definitely think when Io Shirai was looking at those those replays, she was just like, yeah, like when she said that hurt, I definitely think it's more than that shit hurt. You feel me?
She hurting.
Yeah, I would say she is possibly not medically cleared
Mm.
to wrestle. So rest is I think the way that they framed this with I'm tired, man. I think that's the best way they could have did it rather than, she's not medically cleared like they did for Kyle last week.
Yeah, and she's earned it, man. She earned
Yeah.
all the rest.
So and now with Io Shirai kind of like resting or just out of the way, it kind of creates a space for a lot of the other women in the mid card to kind of bloom and flourish.
For sure.
So thank you, Io Shirai, for all the hard work you've done. Stuff is a little safer in the streets now. So if she wanted to go to Japan, she probably can. She can go home and go do her thing. And
is she
at
married
the
to
end
Evil?
of this,
Did anyone confirm that?
I don't want to assume anything because
I don't want to assume anything. I just want to know if it ever got confirmed. That was still so random when Moro said that.
Yeah, it was so random, and I think that it's one of those like wrestling rumors that I felt like that isn't true because I remember when I was heavily on what is it, Square Circle Reddit,
Yeah,
niggas had me convinced that Mako Satomura was married to goddamn what is it, Miro Suzuki, and that's not the case. So if she wanted to just go see her family, see whoever she's possibly married to,
whoever,
go and do that.
I know it's Japanese culture, but I think it's so incredible that like all the Japanese workers in WWE, we have not seen their family. I have not seen Shinsuke Nakamura's family not once. I ain't seen his wife.
I ain't never seen his kid.
I ain't seen not one thing.
All I know about Shinsuke Nakamura is that he likes to surf, draw, and he loves Mexican culture.
That's it.
And you know what? That's all I need to know.
That's all I need to know. I didn't think it's impressive.
That's all I need to know.
All the Japanese workers, we don't know nothing about them outside the ring.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna, guys, I promise we're gonna continue back to NXT. But you remember when Charlotte said that Asuka was a mother?
Yeah, I forgot.
I was like, huh? What? And it kind of it when she said that, it made me curious. Who is she talking to, or who is recording the Kana-chan stuff? No way is it's just a tripod.
You think it's her husband?
Could be a husband, could be a kid, no matter how old.
Yeah,
kids are very tech savvy nowadays. So you can teach a kid how to hold an iPad straight.
That's true. That's like it happened recently on Talking Smack. I remember like Sami Zayn got outed for having a kid. Like someone, I forgot.
What?
Remember that? Someone mentioned it, like he was gone when he was gone. Someone mentioned it. He was like, yeah, he's a new father. I think it might have been Brian who said it. I don't know if he's supposed to say it, but he was like, yeah, Sami Zayn's a new father. I was like, oh,
I didn't even know Sami Zayn had like a girl. I would.
Yeah, you think you pull nothing?
No, hey, I ain't say that, man.
He's a handsome guy. Don't do that.
Yeah, see, absolutely. I didn't think he was like married or anything. Because like we never got in like well, it's been a long time since we got in like a Sami Zayn like podcast interview.
Yeah.
Or like a him featured in a documentary.
Yeah. Or even like Xavier Woods, same thing. Like I forgot he had kids until he said it on his podcast. Like, oh yeah, he does have kids.
Yeah, man. So wrestlers are very private. We don't know everything about them. Despite
there's some that show too much, so
yeah, despite what Dirt Sheets tried to tell us, and you know what, they had a child for a very long time, and that's their privacy. They are not hiding their children.
Not hiding a child.
They're not hiding. These guys not deadbeats, like Stone Cold Steve
Like,
Austin.
so, I
And,
was gonna say.
no, I'm playing.
He said
I
it.
heard the story on the.
He said
I
it.
did. I did. Hey,
He said himself.
hey,
At
hey,
least
if he
he's
can admit
self-aware.
to it, that's his
You know what
business.
I mean?
But back to NXT. The Io Shirai segment ends with Frankie Monet's dog interrupting, and it's clear that they're just swapping out veterans.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm gonna hold it down, to really work with a lot of these young ladies while you rest. And I thought that was great. And Io Shirai is a cat person, and she showed a very cute picture of her black cat. And Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai have a backstage interview. Dakota Kai does most of the talking. I only bring that up to bring up something later. Raquel said, "Hey man, y'all bitches want smoke? Run it up. Shit. What y'all talking? What y'all hiding? What y'all hiding for?"
About that action,
She's absolutely about that action. And then I felt like that should have been a perfect moment for Mercedes Martinez to show up and just be like, "I'm gonna beat your ass." But I guess Raquel's too big for that.
Yeah.
So she was just like, "Oh, come on, man. Why you ducking me?" Or while Raquel Gonzalez is just like, "Shit, run it up."
Yeah.
So I think next week this is where it will come to a head, and Mercedes Martinez will be the first challenger for Raquel Gonzalez. And I definitely think that, Mercedes Martinez being a veteran, this will definitely work in her favor. And she did a little snipes at Dakota Kai, so we'll probably see that come to a head maybe like in the summertime, because everybody was just like, "Oh, they're gonna break up soon," but NXT likes to do their very, very slow burns.
Yeah.
So it might be goddamn May before it might be next May when we see Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez, and she might not even be champion anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And that wraps up all the women stuff on the show.
No, it doesn't.
I'm excited
We got one more thing to talk about.
Oh, what did I miss?
You forgot Candace getting stomped out.
Oh, because I tied it into the next segment.
Oh, okay.
But I feel very bad for Candice LeRae. I remember when I was doing these shows solo way back, Candice LeRae was like, "I'm going to focus on myself. I've been the big sister for far too long." And then I thought it was so weird that she became this motherly figure for Indy Hartwell. But I think it's working in her favor. But well, because Indy has to learn. So so to see her so sad in that chair, it hurt me. Because this is different from because I definitely think this is different from the sister roles that she's been playing. Like this time it's much more motherly, where she's like absolutely looking out for her much more. And I don't like her leaving Candice LeRae so she could get jumped by by Shotzi and Ember. I thought that was so heartbreaking, man. And does this result in a face turn for Candice?
That'd be weird.
Does she turn on the way?
You get a feud with your husband?
Well, not necessarily with her husband. Well, yeah, they would have like segments or whatever, but like maybe this is the next test for Indy Hartwell, to just get like some single stuff under her belt. But what was going to be your question?
I don't remember anymore. I'll be honest.
Oh, damn! I'm sorry.
my
bad, dog. I was in my zone.
It's all good.
But I feel for Candice LeRae here. I wasn't the biggest Candice fan, but I think after this segment, I'm turning around on it. She's gaining my favor. So I think it's cute and sweet. And Indy Hartwell, man, come on, you green as hell.
Left her for some dick. Yeah, you know, I don't know if we got any lady listeners. If we do, I know you've been through a position where your friend left you for some dick. Hey,
or some
happens.
fella, your homeboy left you for some box, bruh.
hey, you know what? I'm not mad at that though. If my friend, me personally, I'm not mad at that. But I'm just saying, as a woman, he left you in an uncomfortable situation for some dick. You know that feel. You look at your friend a little bit different too.
It hurts, man, and I definitely think and if you're a parent, you know, and you're
it's even
seeing,
worse.
and if you're seeing you're seeing your child grow up, you know, and they're just like, oh, shut up, mom, and it's just like, damn, you telling me to shut up over a boy?
Right?
Damn. But yeah, man, it hurts. And then with that said, we have LA Knight versus Loomis, which is the very okay match, and Indy Hartwell detaches herself from the way to show up ringside. I really liked LA Knight hitting Loomis and then doing some Johnny Bravo type shit. Be like, come on, he was a real man like me, man. And Indy Hartwell just gave a very disgusting face. But I thought it was an okay match.
This shit is so goofy.
Absolutely.
It's almost kind of getting corny, but
kinda.
It's very corny, but I like Indy, so it's hard for me to like. You know what? I like Indy, so I'm not even. She's doing a great job.
I think it's last week, or like when this whole thing started, I thought it was really weird because she just like randomly got this infatuation with Dexter Loomis, and I was just like, they never really hinted at it before, or
you know, out of nowhere.
Yeah, she kind of like said it one week, and then they started like really building towards it, and I was just like, it is what it is. But it just feels like a Saved by the Bell arc in wrestling. So silly. It is what it is. It's fun. It's different from a lot of the stuff that is on the show. I don't really think it's getting in the way of anything. No pun intended. Like Johnny Gargano still has challengers. Indy and Candice both, you know, they could still challenge for the tag titles. Austin still gets to wrestle. Like, I don't really think it stops anything. So it's fine with me. It is what it is. And then for next segment, what do we got? Oh, our main event. But we could talk about a little bit what happened on the show first. So Kyle O'Reilly comes out. Everybody's saying he's swagless, but I definitely think this is a million times better than the jean vest fit that he came out with a couple weeks ago.
So the bar was on the ground, is what you're saying.
Yes, the bar was on the floor. So
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like this fit.
I thought it was swag. Nah. I thought it was swaggy, bro. Nah. I think if he got rid of the fedora, it would have been straight.
Yeah, you know what?
If the fedora is straight out of Ricochet closet.
Yeah, no, that was nasty. That was Baron Corbin's hat.
Not Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin's hat. I guarantee you that same hat on his Instagram picture right now if I go look.
Oh my God. Please don't look.
I'm looking.
But Kyle O'Reilly, he comes out. He's cool Kyle now. I don't like that they dubbed him that, but he comes out, kind of makes his championship aspirations known. And Cameron Grimes comes out, and this is basically what leads to this match. Don't send me Baron Corbin posts, please. I'm trying to record a podcast here. So it leads to the main event match that we have that night, which is Kyle O'Reilly versus Cameron Grimes, and Karrion Kross just posing in gorilla, just letting Kyle know that he was heard. And so nothing need to be said. I definitely think next week, this is where it'll probably go full steam ahead. Mm-hmm. before we talk about the match, I thought it was very interesting that Wade Barrett brought up Bobby Fish as if he's coming back.
Yeah, this is the first time they've mentioned Bobby Fish since probably War Games.
Yeah, because what the hell is Bobby Fish going to do with absolutely no Undisputed Era, and Kyle O'Reilly more or less might be like a singles champion.
They got a producer spot open.
No pun intended, but swim good, Bobby. I thought the main event was takeover levels good.
Really?
I really
right.
like. Yeah, I thought this match was fantastic.
Right.
Cameron Grimes is an amazing worker.
Of course.
He is great. Kyle O'Reilly hasn't missed a step. Selling a lot of the stuff that happened in the in the takeover match really well. Continuity there. So I thought it was really good.
Oh, also with Cameron Grimes, seems like he got something set up with Ted DiBiase. So
yes, I saw the I saw the report, and that's why it's not in the trenches, because it came out on the show.
Yeah,
I thought that was really nice, and I don't know, no way Cameron Grimes is actually gonna have a match with Ted DiBiase.
Oh no, Ted's paying somebody. Ted's gonna pay somebody to wrestle for him. He's not doing that.
Okay,
ain't no way.
Ain't no way in hell. But I definitely thought it was very funny. Either they're just poking fun at that report, or
yeah,
is going to tie into the story at some point. But I thought the jabs at DiBiase was very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the main event was fine. No Bobby Fish this week. I mean, no Roderick Strong this week. Or
he quit, bro.
Well, shit. I'm not wrong on either. But yeah, I'm concerned. I'm very scared because you asked if that producer spot is open, and I think
you think it's
Strong might have taken that. I'm very scared for Roderick Strong. I'm praying that he comes back in some capacity as a wrestler if he can. But with that said, we got some quick hits. Leon Ruff is losing it.
I must have missed his promo. I don't remember him being on TV at all.
It came out very briefly. He was very mad in a locker room, very passionate, very upset, screaming and yelling, banging at the locker doors, just saying, "Hey man, Swerve, I want my rematch." Like, he's hell bent on revenge, and I don't know what kind of trope that you want to call this. This seems very different from a fiery babyface to me. He's hitting deranged territory to prove himself.
The Christian one more match gimmick.
Shit. It looks like that to me, but strictly it has to be Swerve.
Yeah.
Another quick hit. We have Imperium versus Everrise. The match was fine. It didn't go too long. It was the perfect length. And I thought was very interesting about this is Killian Dane coming out, but not wanting to smoke like Drake Maverick did. So curious if he's possibly entertaining the position. Yeah. Or entertaining the position
in that group.
I wish Walter was around to because I think it's weird for I feel like Alexander Wolf is just like, hey man, just put my homeboy on, man. He kind of unemployed right now. You feel me? If Walter expressed some interest in Killian Dane, I feel like that would make me go like, oh, okay, this is like cool, and they can like absolutely, they could tap into what he was on the British Indies or whatever. But I'm with a lot of the talent in NXT, like I don't really know if that does that for me anymore. But if they want to bounce back and make him a viable contender, or make him like, that really big guy,
yeah,
sure, I don't care. Fuck it.
I'll be honest. I remember when they said they signed Big Damo, and I was like, "Oh, this guy sounds like he's that nigga." And then he came in. I was like,
he absolutely was. I was tapped into what he was doing on the British Indies.
he was that dude.
I thought him and Rampage Brown are two really good wrestlers. Really two big guys. There's not a lot of big guys that come out of the British Indies. So yeah. I thought they were very special. Like Big Damo, Rampage Brown, Drew Galloway, and Doug Williams were like people. Joe Henry too, but he kind of got corny when he had that match with Kurt Angle. But yeah, I thought they were fine. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Killian Dane, but who are we to be like, oh, what the hell? To like NXT making somebody feel important.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying he hasn't, like, I haven't seen it yet. He had that one show out when he went at the War Games, and that's pretty much all I've ever seen him really do. Was that one War Game when he went crazy. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, but look, I guess it's fine.
Hey man,
it's fine. I don't have
let NXT do what they gotta do, man. But Kushida has an open challenge. Oni Lorcan answers. Kushida no shoes, which I thought was weird. He was slipping on the mat at the start of that match. I was just like, did you forgot your boots at home, mate? Thought the match was okay, but it seems like he has unfinished business with Elgato del Fantasma, and MSK comes for the save. So we're gonna get Kushida and MSK versus Elgato del Fantasma at some point, and I think that'll be a really good match.
It's next week, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
It's next week. Okay.
That's about to go
I took
crazy.
screenshots of what's happening next week. Let me see if I still have those. I don't know why I would delete them. I was watching the verses at the same time, so it was a little complicated. Yes, that will be happening next week. I'm looking forward to the match. I didn't have the sound on because I was watching verses at the same time. Apparently, they're still booing MSK.
I didn't hear that. I didn't recall.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. Apparently, they are. But if there's some dirt on MSK that y'all could let us know, please let me know on Twitter.
Was there a tweet? Was there an Instagram post we missed? Are they blue lives?
Yeah, you feel me?
Let me know.
Yeah. So that match will be happening next week. Dakota Kai versus Mercedes Martinez will be happening next week, and Bronson Reed versus Austin Theory. And if Bronson wins, he will get a North American Championship match. And I think this is when he gets it. I definitely think this should be the time where he gets it. And then I just have a screenshot of the sad Candice LeRae. She looks very, very sad.
Very sad. Very sad. Something?
Oh, go ahead.
On a more serious note, I'm just looking at my timeline. I just want to let Cornell know that we're thinking about him and that we love him.
Absolutely.
You guys can go to his timeline to see what's going on. It's just a very sad story. Being a parent myself, I couldn't imagine going through that whole situation, and it just a testament of like what Black women go through during pregnancy.
It is a very, very heartbreaking story to see and read, and seeing the when I saw the tweet earlier this morning, I'm not even gonna cap, I cried. Like that. Yeah, man, that's absolutely something that is not something that should have like ever happened. The baby was fully born, and they could have did anything in their power to really save that child, and they chose not to, and it's absolutely disgusting. I would definitely say give Orlando Health all the hell.
Absolutely.
Give them hell without getting your account suspended, and have Cornell in your thoughts and prayers. I don't know if he's.
It looks like they got a hashtag going right now. It's Justice for Cairo.
Please, tweet out Justice for Cairo. Like it's some sick shit, man. Like
It's fucked up.
Orlando Health, they're absolutely fucked up for that. Coral Cornell is a good friend of the A Show Network, and you know, man, that shit sucks, man.
It does suck, bro.
Like,
I don't even know him like that.
that
Like
shit
y'all
is
know him, and that shit fucked my day up, bro.
hmm
That was-
when they not like the thread is very tugs at the heartstrings. It's very
Real,
sad, but please send all your support to Cornell, and we'll see you guys next week. And that is it for our show. You can follow us on Twitter at the A Show RNC, not that other one. The A Show RNC. You can subscribe to us at on Patreon as well at the A Show RNC, not the other one. You can follow me on Twitter at H_visibility. You can follow Quan at the Comeback Spot on Twitter. We have so much content happening on this network, so much content to come. On our Patreon, we have our Patreon exclusive shows, Spot Callers, which we'll be reviewing Hardcore Heaven. That is what won the poll last week. I'm looking forward to it. I've never seen, I haven't seen a lot of these ECW, these older ECW shows, so I'm excited to take that trip back in time with Justin on Spot Callers. We have the Rewriters Room, who dropped an episode on Shinsuke Nakamura's run in 2018, I believe. Is that when he had the WrestleMania match with AJ Styles?
Yeah, I think so. I don't.
I went to that Mania.
I'm so bad.
I went to that Mania, and I don't remember what year it was.
that was 34, I think. I don't know. I'm
okay.
bad. I'm bad. I'm so bad with years, bro.
I envy Chris Novak for like knowing all these dates and times and shit like that. I wish that was a skill that I wish it was a skill that I had. You can listen to the A Show, you can listen to this show, and you can get this. You'll get this show early if you subscribe on Patreon.
Mhm.
So head over to our Patreon, subscribe any tier, the $5 tier and above. You'll get all sorts of exclusive content, and you can even be on one of the shows on the network. So subscribe and see you next week.